waves to you. Let's go. All right, all right. Look at Stephen over there. We got this double hand wave down, at least for the people that's not driving down the road. So we've got some birthdays today. Oh, yes. Is Philip, Ashley Paulson, do you see Philip on? Philip messaged me, said, hey, it's my birthday. I'm like, well, you got to get on because we got to sing to you. I don't know.
He's not on
Deborah,
yet.
yep. Let's see if they're here. If they are, we'll celebrate them on here for their birthday. Tell them the word today, Ashley. I get tongue tied on it.
So do I. I was waiting for you to say the word first.
Negligible,
Negligible? Negligible?
negligible,
I don't
negligible.
know.
I want to say negligible, but it's not.
Negligible?
It's actually, I don't think it is. Is that
I
right?
think it is. That sounds right. That sounds right. Everyone's shaking their head,
Negligible.
yes.
Okay. All right. I'm
Who
going
picked
with that.
this
I'm
word?
going with that. We're going. If Pat Ogden is saying yes, I'm going with Pat. Thank you, Ashley. So negligible. Let me ask you a question before we start this. Have you ever been like walking through the house and you're like, or better yet, have you ever been out somewhere and you freak out and you're like, oh my gosh, my phone. I've left my phone. And you go running and you're like, I left it only to discover that you're actually on it. Like you're actually talking on it, right? Come on now. Don't be shy. Put a one in the comment if you know what I'm talking about. Suzanne says, I have no clue what you're talking about here. Okay, maybe it's your glasses on your head. Have you ever had your glasses on your head and you're like, I can't find my glasses? Where's my glasses? And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, they're here. But for a moment, you blame the dog, your spouse, your kids, and then you found them sitting right on top of the old scalp. Okay? Negligible. That would be that, right? If you look at the definition, it means it's so small, it's unimportant, it's insignificant that it can safely be ignored or has little impact to the outcome. But man, you go, Brent, what are you talking about with the cell phone and the glasses? Sometimes things that spiral us are not that big of an issue. So something that's negligible isn't necessarily zero, but it's so minor that it doesn't meaningfully change the bigger picture. It just doesn't. Like, but let me ask you a question. How many of us spend enormous amounts of time worrying about negligible things while overlooking the factors that truly move the needle? So we obsess over tiny mistakes. Do you got anybody in your life, don't put the names, that they get on a rant about a mistake? I've done it. I do it. And then I have to look at myself and go, boy, Brent, I hope nobody's getting after you when you make a mistake like that. But like, I'm talking about spending the whole day over a little mistake, a little hiccup. How about a minor setback? Just throws you off for the week. Pat, we're like, I'm going to be mad for the rest of the week because of this little minor hiccup. She's never done that, ladies and gentlemen, nor have I. Okay, just kidding. What about a bad day? Does a bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month? For some, at times it has for me. So negligible, like we stop focusing on the habits and the decisions and the actions that actually create real results. And we spend our time focusing on the little dust that's tripping us up. So I hope what we get out of this morning is we learn to distinguish between what is significant and what is negligible in our life. Because if we could distinguish, it would reduce a lot of stress. It would probably even improve our relationships with people. I don't get set off so quick over something that at the end of the day, it's minute, but I'm blowing it up in my head to something massive. So, not every problem deserves your energy. Not every criticism, you know, deserves your attention. Coach Greg Bill coaches high school basketball. You think he's ever criticized as a coach? What if he just spent his day being just caught up in the one criticism that happened in the stands on a Tuesday night? It doesn't deserve his attention. Not every setback deserves a permanent place in your mind. This person left my business and you dwell on it for a year or two. Come on. We got to release and dust our shoes off and move on. So sometimes, as I turn it to Ashley, the most productive thing you or I could do is recognize that something is negligible and just simply move forward. It's not that big of an issue. It is not going to disrupt the world today. So I got to move on past that so I can get on to higher ground and run my race, right? So Ashley Paulson, this was a good one for me, right? I don't know. I still don't know if I pronounced the word right, but what I will tell you is the little bitty minor things today, at least, I'm gonna handle them a different way. So I'll turn it to you.
Absolutely. This is a great word. And I like how you tried throwing me under the bus first to see if I could pronounce it. But I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce it.
That's
But
what we do. Just so you know, for us people that mispronounce a lot of words, we try to push someone else out in front of us.
I
Like,
was waiting for Brett and then he called on me. I was like, oh no. But I love it. This really truly is a great word. And as I looked into it and really just dove into this word, first the quote that I'm going to start with is don't allow negligible. There we go. Don't allow Oh my goodness. See, now I caught myself up on all this.
negligible. Tom Booth would know
Negligible.
this. He would know the word. I'm
Negligible.
not sure. I'm sure of it.
Oh my goodness. Don't allow obstacles to distract you from the extraordinary goals. And so, how can we get better at identifying this? So, just like Coach said, we get so caught up sometimes in the moment. I see you, Hill Baloo, laughing at me. You're not laughing at me, you're laughing with me, my friend. Um, but sometimes we have to take a step back and ask ourselves, will this matter in a week from now? Right? Sometimes in those moments where moments are hard and they feel yucky and they feel stressful and they feel just like you're stuck in the mud, will it matter in a week from now? What about a month from now? Right? What about a year from now? And so in those moments, we get so caught up in just that moment. And sometimes you really do just have to take a step back and release it because it probably won't matter in a week. And it's definitely not going to matter in a year if it doesn't matter in a week, right? So stop magnifying on those small mistakes and turning them into major disasters. And sometimes that is easy to do when we're in the moment, whether it's, whatever it might be. It might be drama, it might be something that happened in work or whatever it might be, but stop magnifying on those small mistakes and instead of turning them into major disasters, taking a step back and giving more attention to your solutions. How can you make that better, right? How can you turn that into a solution rather than an inconvenience? Sometimes it's just that mindset shift where you're taking it and you're turning it into a solution. How can I become better from this moment? Instead of making it a negative, how can you turn around and make it into a solution? How can you make it into helping yourself grow as a person? Also, protecting your mental energy from tiny annoyances, protecting your energy, right? That's a huge one for me, because sometimes life just gets thrown at you. Some of you know my grandmother is in assisted living, and she's like, bring me this, bring me that, bring me this. And sometimes it can be a tiny annoyance, but I'm like, she needs these things, right? Like, I'm busy during the day. We live 30 minutes from town. Sometimes those tiny annoyances, I really have to take a step back and protect my mental energy and flip the script a little bit and turn it into a positive, right? Remembering that perfection is often just improvement over progress. Okay. So we're all not perfect here. None of us are perfect, but every single day we can become that 1% better. And that's the improvement over progress. Learn to laugh at minor mishaps instead of replaying them all day. Okay. If something comes up on our day and it turns us off course, sometimes it's better to just laugh and how can we get focused on moving forward. Okay. Instead of replaying that certain moment or that circumstance or whatever that may be, sometimes we let it eat us alive, right? So it's just learning to laugh at it and make a positive out of it, but also keeping your eyes on the destination and not focusing on every little bump in the road. It's not that you're going to not have the turns and the curves and the ups and the downs, but really it's keeping your eyes on the destination so you're moving forward and not focused on all those little bumps along the way. Okay. Spending less time sweating about the small stuff and more time doing the important stuff. Okay. Just like taking that stuff into town from my grandma. Sometimes that's just the small stuff, but it's so important. It's important to her, which makes it important to me. Okay. So stop sweating the small stuff because we all get caught up in that. Okay. And then just really taking a step back and identifying it, where you're giving your attention, where you're giving your energy. And like I said, not focusing on the perfection, but the progress that you're taking to get to your destination. So that is all I have, Coach. I only had to say it once, maybe twice. I don't even know if I could say it right again.
You did beautiful. You did beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This word was excellent for me today. I hope it added value to you. And I hope you guys have a tremendous Thursday. And Tom Booth, I got to give a shout out to Tom. He's got the partner co hat on today. And Tom, good to see you, buddy.
Philip
Good,
is on.
Praying for
good,
Philip,
you daily on
Everyone
the
have
line.
a great
good to
day.
see you.
Great day, everybody.
Oh, we're gonna
Great
see
day.
Thursday.